Hey guys, so here we are in the backyard. The sun is going down. There's my favorite tree right there. We call that the We Dig It tree. We planted that in 2010 when we had started a new journey as a family. And then in July of last year, I was out here in the backyard and I did a video telling you that I'd been diagnosed with multiple myeloma cancer. And so here we are 8 months later, and I wanted to update you and just share a few things with you, but primarily just update you on where we are medically. I met with Dr. Maisel this past week, and it was awesome. To be honest with you, it was like a reunion, and we laughed and we had a very candid conversation, and we looked at my numbers, my blood work, and all that. And so Dr. Maisel believes that I'm in what they call complete stringent response. And so if you've been following me at all, we knew we were in complete response, but that stringent is just a step better. And so my ratios are still, with my kappa and my lambdas, are still not where they need to be, but they're getting there. And then I still have no detectable M protein or paraprotein, which is if you've been following, it's the marker when the plasma cells are cancerous, what it produces. And so he feels like that the stem cell transplant, that everything grafted well. My numbers are better. There's still some numbers that are still jacked up, but overall we're in a lot better space. My hair is growing back, as you can see. It's gonna be pretty gray probably. So, but we're in a good spot. So now moving forward, so we have been really thinking and talking about this a lot and praying about it, because what do we do moving forward? Because we knew what we were doing. We felt like we had to do in the fall to attack this thing. And I've learned a lot about where I was that I didn't really recognize earlier, because I've learned so much more about the diagnosis and about multiple myeloma from being on message boards, and just obviously Donna had researched so much and I've learned so much from her that she shared with me. And so we wanted to know, what is the best course for me moving forward? Is it straight holistic? Is it a combination? And so we had that conversation with Dr. Maisel, and he's just been so good and honest. I'm so thankful that God led me to him. When I think about the journey, which, there's so many stories I want to talk to you about. In fact, this past weekend, I was going through my phone. I saw these pictures and videos from the past, and so many things that I haven't talked to you about, but so many things that I'm writing about and trying to get out over time, which, I want to do, and the whole fight like a freak thing, and not just my story, but sharing other people's stories too, it's something I want to do. I've got my fight like a freak bracelet, and I've got some of these I can send out to you, get to you. This is the one from Lauren Smith, a friend of ours, Brian and Patty, their daughter, and the fight we were in with them. And it's been a great reminder, and just, it's funny, not funny, but interesting how you go through things and experience things with other people, and how years ago, and how that it is a foreshadowing of things that you're going to face as far as diet and juicing and all these things that we learned back then and recognized. But anyway, so back to the appointment. So basically, Dr. Maisel, what's interesting is I've learned a lot about multiple myeloma. I'm on some message boards, and the treatment that I'm getting on some message boards, some people are calling it a trial treatment, a clinical trial. Dr. Maisel just approached it as that's the standard care for me from the very beginning, the 4-drug regimen that I was on. And so it just has given me a lot of peace to think and to believe and to know that, he has taken a path with my treatment that is out there on the edge of things, and I'm a part of this regiment that is called a Griffin study. And on this Griffin study, they're showing that whenever you go through what I did, the 15 weeks of treatment and the stem cell transplant, and you come out of it and you get into maintenance treatment, that there's a drug regimen that you continue on monthly for the foreseeable future, that is proven and showing results that after 3 years, they're not calling it a cure, but there is definitely an upswing of longer response. And so we talked to Dr. Maisel. We asked a lot of questions about side effects, secondary cancers, and all that. And I've loved the fact that he and Alicia have been super honest with us and we just felt at peace, and so we feel like it's a combination of the holistic, the vitamin C infusions and the juicing, which I know has helped me. The carrots, beets, celery, and ginger, I know has made a huge difference. I made some more tonight. So I'm continuing to do that. And then supplements and reds and greens and just diet, which I haven't done as well lately on. I need to get better at. But all that has made a big difference, and it's all part of my healing journey. And so Don and I both feel like we have a peace that moving forward. But pray for us, because it's still that unsettling thing, because it will require me taking a pill once a day, a lower dosage of the medication. Once a month I'll go in and get an infusion for the bone healing. I'll get an infusion. It's got an IgG infusion, which is to help my my antibodies and antigens or all that stuff to be more present or helpful. And then I'll get the Darzalex, which was the medication that took 5 minutes, the real thick medication. And that'll require me to take the dexamethasone, which is the steroid. And so all these things factor in together. It's keeping me, and ultimately Dr. Maisel said, yeah, there is the slight risk for secondary cancer, but the myeloma is what I'm concerned about. That's what he said, and us too. And so that's where we're headed with this. And so, I don't know, just pray for us. And there's a lot more that I want to talk to you about. Like I said, moving forward, there's a lot of questions we've got just personally. What are we going to do? Which direction are we going to go? But I know Fight Like a Freak is a big part of it, because it's, like I said, it's not just my story, but it's other stories and other people. Like my friends up in Little Rock, John Smith and his family have a GoFundMe they got devastated by a tornado, and all the other families that I know with cancer and that are battling different things. And I just believe with all my heart that I've been placed in this season and this time because I believe we can help each other. Not because we're looking for a nonprofit, whatever. We just need to help each other. And that's what the website will be, is just stories and a podcast sharing stories and things that I've talked about for a while, but I'm getting closer, and it's time to move forward with that. And so, but at the same time, what is it that we're, what are we to do? And that's another video at another time. But this video is about telling you that we've come a long way, and your prayers and your support and your help have been huge and continue to be huge for us. And don't stop. Even though my hair is growing back, we're still battling. And it's like Dr. Maisel said, this is, foreseeable future. This is the battle that we're on. And instead of being once a week, it's once a month. But there's a lot of questions still. And so, but there are answers, and where there aren't answers, there's faith. And sometimes you just got to step into what you believe is being said to you, and believe that your footing will be firm and that you will make it, and don't be afraid, just like the message we heard this past weekend about that. So anyway, thanks for following along. I love you guys. Thanks for loving us. Remember to pray for the people that are on my list, and we'll be praying for you and anybody you know of we can add. We want to do that, and we'll just keep pressing on, because we've made it this far. That old Imperial song from years ago, he didn't bring us this far to leave us, and he ain't going to. And we need each other as we walk this thing, right? So, all right. Talk to you later.